Hi guys, it's Atsuna here, and today I want to go over how to use my skin retouching actions. I have two of them, and this is the image that I'll be working on. So I'm going to first start off with the color correction action. Hit play, and there you go. When you zoom in on the photo, you can see that some grain was added to the photo. That is with the grain layer. So you can intensify the grain by changing the slider on the right for more grain, less grain, pull it to the left. So for me, this photo, I've actually already added some grain through Lightroom. So I'm just going to turn off the grain layer completely, but generally I just like adding grain to my photo just because it makes the photo look more filmy, which is something I like. Now on to retouching. So the first thing that I like to do for my skin is dodging and burning, which is basically darkening and lightening so that the skin tone looks more even. I like to start off with lightening first. So I'm going to click on the brush tool, set it to white and the flow to about 4%. And I'm just going to start brushing areas that need to be lightened. So I'm going to bring down the flow to 2% actually because 4% is a little bit too strong. So the image looks a lot better to me after just dodging and burning the skin. D is for darkening and L is for lightening. For this particular photo, I just use the L layer for lightening. I don't think I need to use the D layer for darkening anywhere. Typically, I do gravitate towards the L layer more for lightening the skin, and I sometimes darken parts of the skin, but usually not. Now on to the next step. This is CC for color correction. So this is minus red, minus cyan, minus green, minus magenta, minus blue, and minus yellow. So what this does is it reduces the color when you click on it. So this one is minus red, so it's going to reduce the color of red. So over here, the eyes, it looks a bit red to me, so I'm going to reduce it. It will slowly reduce it, as you can tell, just so it makes my skin look more neutral. So I think I reduced the redness in the eyes a little bit too much because it's starting to look a little gray to me. So I'm just gonna use the black brush color and just go back in to add some of that redness back into the eyes. So as you can see, the eyelids look a lot better to me. Over here, I saw earlier, you can see some of the green veins, so I'm going to eliminate some of that green color. Bring down the opacity to 2% and just ever so slightly just brush on the green vein areas. I don't think it makes a whole lot of difference on the hand, but as you can tell, in the eye area, it looks a lot better. So this is all I'm going to do for the color correction. Depending on your image, you might need to use the other color layers to reduce certain colors. For this one, I think I just need to remove the redness in my eye area. Every image is different and everyone's skin tone is different, so pay attention to those little details of what you need to correct. So I think this image looks really great with the color correction action. I'm actually going to merge these layers now. And next, I'm going to use my frequency separation action. Hit play. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the texture layer. And what that does, it makes your photo look more blurry, but that means that you're going to work on the color layer and then use the healing brush. And you want to zoom in. And what this does, it corrects the skin tone and skin color so that it looks more even. And why I like using frequency separation is because it separates the layer of the skin texture and the skin color so that it just preserves the skin texture while still being able to smooth out the appearance of your skin. Whereas I feel like if you just use the healing brush alone, it gives this very airbrushed look to your skin, or sometimes it just makes your skin look really patchy, and I just don't like the way that it looks, and I love using frequency separation to edit my skin. So I'm gonna hit the option tool and click on this area to just kind of smooth out my skin color. Now turning the texture layer back on, you can see what that has done. My skin's already looking a lot better, but you can see that there's still a lot of texture with my skin. You want to preserve your skin texture so that it still looks more natural and real, but you want to remove, any of these blemishes. So I'm going to click on the texture layer, and with the healing brush again, I'm going to just remove any blemishes or pores that I see. So with the texture layer, as you can see, you only want to target areas where there are blemishes, pimples, wrinkles, visible pores, scars, but you don't want to go over your entire skin because you want to preserve as much of that skin texture as you can. So another key thing to note is that you want to work on the texture layer after you've worked on the color layer. And the reason is because you want to make most of your changes to the color layer and make as little changes to the texture layer as possible, because it really ensures that you preserve the skin texture, making it look more real and natural. So this is what the image looks like after using the frequency separation and color correction actions. As you can tell, my skin looks a lot more smoother, and it doesn't look too airbrushed, which is what I'm going for. And this is what it looks like after. This is the before. After, before. and here's after again. So this is how I use my frequency separation and color correction actions for retouching my skin for a more realistic, natural result. I hope you guys enjoy using my skin retouching actions as much as I do, and I hope you guys have a great day.